What is going on, everybody? This is Patty from KHTS, and I've brought in Mr. Cardon Ellis yet again because I viewed him as a pretty good resource for pest control. So how's it going, Cardon? How's it going at Unipest?
It's going awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's
a good
awesome. It's a good week, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know business is definitely booming at Unipest Pest Control.
Yeah.
I know that, you are hard at work.
I'm sure there's some kind of cheesy pun that we could put in there. Like I saw a trash evacuation or a trash haul away company that says like, your trash is our treasure. Since it is a dirty job, pest control, I should come up with some kind of cute little quip like, your pests are my bests or something like that. I don't know. We'll work on it.
I mean, I personally am a fan of quips and puns personally, but what can I say? I'm kind of a cheesy guy anyways.
Yeah.
But what isn't kind of cheesy right now, and it's kind of a little more of a nuisance is I've actually heard some rumors in the grapevine that there is some new research proving that, rats have this secondary reasoning and that they could actually literally drive, I'm going to air quote this, mini rat cars.
Oh yeah. No, okay. Well, first off, you know what secondary reasoning is, right?
To be fair, I know I took a psychology class, so I know it's buried in my head. I just can't think of it right now.
Okay. So secondary reasoning is the following. And you see raccoons do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Raccoons, if they get a mussel, or a barnacle off a boat or whatever, and they know that there's food inside. I saw them actually here in Newhall.
Mm-hmm.
Raccoons in Santa Clarita eat a lot of snails.
Yes.
Okay. And so raccoons know that the snail is in the shell. And I either need to fish out the snail or break the shell. So they'll actually take a rock and hit the snail to crack open the shell. So it's called secondary reasoning because the first thing they need is encapsulated in a second device, which must get broken by a third, right? So it's basically the idea of being able to use tools. We just figured out recently that some squirrels have secondary reasoning because squirrels have figured out that if there's seeds at the end of a string, I can pull up the string in order to get to the seeds. Well, previously we've kind of always thought that the rat strength were in its numbers and that rodents were kind of dumb, but they're actually proving to be a lot smarter than we realized because now with all of these Ring and night vision security devices and the studies that are getting put into the increasing number of rodents in California,
right.
We're starting to see that they're taking and they're coming up against snap traps that might have peanut butter in it, right? You always pre-bait the trap for 2 or 3 days before you actually set it so that it can exterminate the rodent, right? But they're figuring out, whoa, this trap's different. And these traps snap. I saw one kill my buddy Frank. So they're going up with sticks in their jaws and then using those sticks to tap on the traps until they snap. And then they go eat the food out of the trap.
That is actually blowing my mind right now because that's crazy.
Think about the significance of this because we've all seen those zombie movies,
right?
Like Day of the Dead 3, where all of a sudden the zombies started getting smarter,
right?
Like what would you do in the zombie apocalypse if all of a sudden the zombies started being able to learn?
Yeah.
Okay. And in that last Dawn of the Dead, remember when the fireworks stopped working? Because they started figuring out the fireworks are a distraction.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, oh no, how are we going to get out of here if fireworks don't work anymore? Like that's terrifying. If all of a sudden rats learn trapping, oh snap, no pun intended.
Seriously,
there's a straight up movie to be made here about, forget if the computer becomes self-aware and Cyberdyne ends up taking over the world. And
Terminator, right?
Yeah, Terminator 17, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever we're working on right now. Shout out to, I forgot the actor's name that runs a Harley Davidson dealership, but the T1000's a Santa Clarita guy. But anyway, just think about that. If rats can actually develop that secondary reasoning, how completely screwed we are.
There's no way we're going to get rid of them.
It's nuts, man. So anyway, they've taken that. Now scientists have said, okay, well, if they have secondary reasoning, our secondary reasoning is what makes us be able to drive cars. If I want to turn left, I can't actually push the vehicle left, but I know that the steering wheel's turning radius affects the direction of travel of my vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually, and you got to look this up on Google. It is the wildest thing. You remember that show Demolition Derby?
Yes.
where they build like the little robots.
Yeah, like for little robot cars.
Or
like,
Robo Derby or whatever that show
Yeah.
was called. I remember there was a team in Santa Clarita off Soledad Canyon Road that like won it one year or something. But no, Demo Bots or whatever the show is. They've actually built very similar cars like that in little running balls where it works and the car goes on. And then depending on which way the rat puts its pads, it can steer towards or away from food or deterrents.
what?
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
They made little mini cars for rats, and rats are smart enough to drive their own little mini cars.
Oh my goodness. Like that is literally like we're one step away from them like speaking to us. And that in my eyes at least, that's so close to being like speaking to us. Like I saw
we
what
had
you're doing.
Flipper the dolphin.
True, we do have Flipper the dolphin.
You know, we had Free Willy the orca wins the next show with a talking rat. Man.
Yeah, like Sebastian the talking rat. Exactly.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's like the Mystery of Nim or the Legend of Nim or whatever it is, but just on
Stuart
steroids.
Little. Stuart Little
on
he was
steroids.
a mouse, I think, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever, same thing.
It's same difference, right? Well, wow, Cardon. I mean, that's actually like that's insane that like rats are evolving like that. I mean, granted, we're in the process of seeing, a
As
lot
we
of
devolve,
evolution.
they evolve.
Yeah, seriously, it's an insane thing, but like that's quite the knowledgeable thing going on.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's kind of, I mean, I know some people are going to look at that and be like, oh no about the rats. But I mean, is there a way that we can, so there's traps are still kind of working. You can still get them.
Yeah, no. If you
hard.
pre-baited them effectively, so far there hasn't been any kind of widespread rejection of trapping. And sure, the claims of a giant zombie plague of rats becoming secondarily aware and taking over the world is obviously hyperbolic. But yeah, it's still, there's always traditional products that we can put out and so on and so forth. And trapping is still super effective, especially if you pre-bait.
Yeah.
But that's the name of the game right now.
That is
fighting the rats.
That is the name of the game. And you know what else is the name of the game? Cardon, you are the name of the game when it comes to pest control as far as Unipest.
Why, thank you.
You are most welcome, sir. And Cardon, obviously, I think I'm going to let you go here because I think low key, I think you're going to go train some rats too. I think you were hyping that up because
my wife was a psychology major, just like you took psychology classes. She had to train a rat to walk on its hind legs.
So what you're telling me is you may or may not be running in conjunction.
Bipedal secondary reasoning rodents. It's a straight up conspiracy, dog.
So gotcha. So going forward with that, I'm going to let you go because I feel like you're probably going to invest some more, pure research into that one. But Cardon, again, I jest, but Cardon, thank you so much for coming by to tell us about that interesting new find on research because that's actually fascinating stuff going forward.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty awesome. And things still work. Traps are still working. That's great. And you know what else is working? Cardon Ellis. For anyone that needs, any pest insight, advice, even pest control stuff, please reach out to Cardon Ellis at www.unipest.com. Cardon Ellis, Unipest Pest Control. Thank you so much for being here to give us this insight. This is Patty from KHTS signing off one more time. Cardon, till the next time, thank you so much.